I like to call this Challenge Wednesday because this is our Challenge Wednesday routine day. So if you don't know anything about me, I'm going to quickly give an introduction of who I am, how I ended up doing seated cardio, and things of that nature. Okie doke. But anyways, for those of y'all that may be catching me on replay or maybe you've never seen me before, I will share my story a little bit throughout this live stream workout session. It is completely free, low impact, beginner friendly, all of that kind of fun stuff. But my name is Nataushia. A lot of people honestly call me the seated cardio queen. I started my weight loss journey weighing in at over 500 plus pounds. So what I've done is after I injured myself, I was around 200 pounds down, and I ended up injuring my left ankle. So me being who I am, I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to make the excuse of, oh my goodness, I'm injured. Let me just not exercise and work out to continue my weight loss journey. That's not who I am. So I didn't allow that to be an excuse to not allow me to work out. So I started to look for different ways that I would be able to get fit and still get my cardio in, even though I had lower extremity injuries. So I will also share, I am not a personal trainer, but I am someone who has lost over 280 pounds in total from my heaviest to my lowest weight. So I'm also a former college athlete. I had a track and field scholarship whenever I was in college. And even though I've always been overweight, even though I've always struggled with my weight ever since I was younger, I've always been an athlete. I've played basketball, I've done flag football. I have always been a track and field athlete. I was a thrower. So let me reiterate, I've never been a runner. That's just not me. I was a thrower. I've always been ranked in the top 5 in the state of Kentucky. That's where I am originally from. Now I reside in Missouri. But with that being said, I've taken all of my athletic knowledge, and that is how I've created seated cardio. Had I not injured my left ankle, I would have never done seated cardio because I never knew that it would work for me. But I understand now after sharing this all of these years. Good afternoon, Sister Carol. But I understand now after all of these years just how impactful my seated cardio routines are for folks all across the world. Between all 3 of my platforms, I have YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. I have over 410,000 folks in total that follow me and have found me. And I love that. I have people all across the US and Canada. I have people all across Africa, Thailand, the Philippines, you name it. More than likely there's somebody there. I was actually speaking on a live this morning and somebody from Finland popped in. But anyways, I'm going to be sharing my seated cardio workout routine today on Challenge Wednesday. We're going to have 10 exercises, 3 rounds, 1 minute per exercise with a 20-second breather in between each exercise. Now I understand exercising for 1 entire minute is very challenging. That's why I call it Challenge Wednesday. Because I like you guys to be able to gauge your progress. I like you guys to be able to gauge, okay, I am getting quicker. I am getting stronger. I can really do this, because you absolutely can. But so many people hear 1 minute of exercise and they're like, oh my gosh, there's absolutely no way. But baby, there is a way, all right? So we'll go on ahead and let y'all know what our routine is. But I'm going to set my cup down first. Alexa, volume to 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off today with a knee slicer. We're then going into a jump rope. After that, we're going to go into tapsies, oblique taps, under leg jacks, climbers, cross ankle taps, jog, out and ups, and then we're going to finish nice and strong with battle ropes. Now, what I am going to do is at the start of this session, I am going to sit down. I'm going to tell you guys how to sit in the chair. I'm also going to show you 3 alternatives in the event finishing one of these exercises is too challenging. Because, again, exercise for a solid minute can be a challenge if you ain't done it in a long time, okay? But what I am going to do is I'm going to go on ahead and bring you, not YouTube. YouTube, y'all are Gucci. Y'all are sitting nice and great. But I am going to bring my Facebook down. I will let y'all know I make a new routine every single time I go live. This whole entire little notebook is filled with all my routines that I've already done since, like, I don't know, when was this one started? This book was started in April. So this book has all of my routines in it from April. But anyways, I'm bringing Facebook down so we can get the party started. Let me make sure y'all can see my chair well enough. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go sit in the chair, and we're just going to get the party started. I want to make sure that y'all can see the chair well enough. And yes, my Christmas tree is still up. I got to go get a storage unit because my little apartment doesn't have enough space for me to store my beautiful Christmas tree. Praise the Lord. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to go on ahead and sit and get fit. Praise God, I'm no longer over 500 plus pounds. I'm thankful that I've lost over 200 pounds in my weight loss journey, and I'm able to share this with the world. A free seated exercise simply because I got injured, and now I just share it because I want to help you, help your best friend, help your mama, help whoever. But what you're going to do is you're going to focus on sitting at the edge of your chair. And then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to focus on trying to keep your back off the back of your chair. But I'm going to keep it real. I always do. I had to use the back of my chair a lot when I first started to do seated cardio because I didn't have my core strength established yet to keep my back off the back of my chair. So I want you to understand I'm not going to be upset with you if you have to rely on the back of your chair just a bit until you can get there, okay? But what we are also going to do is we're going to try and focus on keeping our core tight throughout this routine. And a lot of people always ask me, Natasha, what does keeping your core tight look like? What is it? How do I do it? So what I want to share is if you have ever taken a selfie and you have sucked your belly in to try and look skinny or thinner or whatever, that is keeping your core tight. But please remember to breathe throughout doing that, okay? Now, with that being said, I'm going to throw out 3 little examples, 3, that you can go into if completing the exercise for 1 minute becomes too challenging for you. The best thing for you to do is to continue to move so that you keep your heart rate up and elevated, okay? So the first exercise that I will show you, in my opinion, is one of my easiest. That's seated quick feet. Now, I like to have my arms out in front of me whenever I'm doing seated quick feet because what that does is it helps me engage my core a lot more. And then occasionally I can feel the burning going on in my arms and things of that nature. So this is seated quick feet. But what I am going to show is 2 examples that are no leg engagement because I have so many friends that have mobility issues. I have amputees. I have friends that are actually confined to wheelchairs for health-related reasons and diagnoses that actually have them in that particular situation. So I create these routines to be all-inclusive because myself, I know what it's like to not fit in and not have a place. So the first option is going to be seated jack, option 1, right here, okay? And then the next exercise that you can utilize in the event leg engagement is a challenge, is uppercuts. All right, so you're going to always keep that core good and tight throughout that process so that you can really reap the benefit of seated cardio, okay? Now, our first exercise up today is a knee slicer. I'm going to throw out 3 examples of this particular exercise, and I just want you to pick the one that best works for you. But before I get going, I am going to go on ahead and on my Apple Watch, I'm going to log this as a high intensity interval training workout because that's what I'm going to be doing today. Because we're going to work, so this is high intensity interval training, okay? So let me go on ahead and pull up my timer. So our first exercise that we do have is the knee slicer, okay? But if slicer, is that still a challenge? You're going to do the modified slam. All right, so let's go on ahead and bust this out. We're going to do it for 1 minute, starting now. But I share all of my routines absolutely free of charge, generally Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Central Time. But I have to obviously be off my job because I do work a job. I'm a certified medication aide / PCA at an assisted living facility, and I generally work 12-hour shifts. So if I'm off work, y'all get me. If not, I always try my best to share a YouTube recording for you guys because I stream on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. But here's option 1. Option 2 is a knee slam, because I understand me coming from 500 plus pounds, sometimes raising that knee is an absolute challenge. But I also know slamming that low is a challenge. So you can do this modified version as well, but you're keeping your core really nice and tight. Take your breather. So up next is going to be our jump ropes. We have option 1. Option 2, you're bouncing on your tippy toes. Okay? Option 3, no leg engagement. So you're going to pick one of those 3 exercises. Keep your core tight and just do the best that you can do, babe. We're going to knock this out for 1 minute. Let's go. Alexa, volume to 3. So you have jump rope option 1. This is the most advanced exercise version that I do have, but I understand this can be challenging for some folks. So if it is, do the modified jump rope. Bounce on your tippy toes and just give your best effort. But then you're like, well, my legs are burning. I don't know that I can keep going. Okay, babe. Just do this. But again, keep your core nice and tight. And again, that's like sucking your belly in to take a selfie and look skinny. But you're going to pick the one that best suits you. Work your way up to get into the advanced jump rope. Good work. And breathe. So we're working out again 10 exercises, 3 rounds, 1 minute per exercise with 20-second breathers. Next is the tapsy. You're going to go down, out, up, in, down, out, up, in, or down, down for those of you all that have some issues with that leg engagement. Okie dokie. So we're going to knock this exercise out for 1 minute. Let's go, babes. So remember, it's down, out, up, in, down, out, up, in. And then you're going to go at your own pace. I'm always very passionate and adamant about sharing you go at your own pace, because we're all on different levels, and that's the beauty of our journeys. We're not all on the same page, and that's okay. But ultimately, it is so important to give your best effort. But you're like, but I can't do that one. I know you can do this one if you have arm engagement. Just keep your core tight and do this motion, okay? You got it. Welcome into Challenge Wednesday. My name is Nataushia Olivia. So many of y'all call me the seated cardio queen. Take that breather. I've been doing seated cardio now for several years, and I freely share these routines and share my story of coming from over 500 plus pounds, and at most I've lost over 280 pounds. I let depression hit, I let life happen, and I gained some weight back. But I'm back. I'm down almost 10 pounds in 7 days. We're moving in next to our oblique tap, which is this number right here. All right, we're going to knock this exercise out for 1 minute, starting now. Now, I do eat a low carb, high protein lifestyle. So I generally try to hit 60 to 100 grams of protein every day. I try to eat about 50 net carbohydrates. If you don't know how to do net carbs, I highly suggest going to your favorite search engine and just ask it, how do I do net carbohydrates? If that's something that you're interested in. Because I do have polycystic ovarian syndrome. I'm insulin resistant, and at one point was borderline diabetic. No longer am I there though. Praise the Lord. I'm no longer borderline diabetic. But I'll also try my best to eat around 28 grams of sugar a day as well. Those are my macros. I don't count my sodium. I don't count my calories. None of that. The 3 things that I mentioned is what I count. But I always try to exercise and make health-wise choices. Drink lots of water. Take your breather. And when I say lots of water, I mean like 0 sugar sweetened drink mixes, okay? Next is going to be our under leg jack. But if going under those legs is a challenge, I'm going to say do this. All right? We're going to knock this exercise out for 1 minute starting now. Because when I was heavier than where I am right now, going under my legs was nearly impossible. And if you know, you know. So that's why I love sharing my routines with the world, because I already provide, guess what? Modifications. Because I understand. When I started to really work on myself and really work on losing weight, I couldn't do push-ups, mountain climbers, burpees, none of that. Not the regular way. I had to find standing, modified versions of those exercises. I didn't allow my weight to hold me back. I didn't allow my excuse to be, hey, I'm too fat, I can't do that. I found a way, because there's always a modification. It is so important just to move when you're starting your journeys. That's what I'm here to share with you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to take a breather. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to show up. Make some lifestyle changes. Put in the work. And it does get uncomfortable. But you're worth it, and this is worth it, because your life depends on it a lot of times. Up next is going to be climbers. We have option 1. But if raising that knee is a challenge or becomes too challenging, you're going to do a cross knee tap. We're going to knock this exercise out for 1 minute, starting now. So again, you're going to keep that core nice and tight, okay? And you're just going up, down with those opposites, okay? Good. But maybe you're like, okay, I've started with that, but I'm starting to burn. It's starting to really hurt. What can I do? Or maybe you're like, but I can't engage my legs like that yet. Okay. You're going to do this. Cross knee tap. But you're keeping your core, again, nice and tight so you can get that exercise in. Okay? Perfect. Good. You got it. Take that breather. So up next is going to be our cross ankle tap. The way that you do that is you have your arms up here, and you're going to try your best to go to that opposite ankle. Okay? But if you can't reach, you can do this right here instead. But remember, keep your core tight. That is so important in this particular exercise. So let's knock it out, my loves. We have 1 minute. Let's go. Now, I will share, the quicker you move in seated cardio, the more that it will increase your heart rate, which in turn is going to burn more calories, okay? Good. Thank you for all of the love, TikTok. If y'all haven't already, can y'all just hit that share button? I just want the world to see. Maybe you're like I was. You're 500 plus, or you know somebody who is, but they want to start their journey, but they don't know where. This is low impact. This is beginner friendly. You don't have to be fitter than a flitter to do this. You just got to show up and move. Good. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. Take your breather. Whew. All right. So up next is going to be jog. We have option 1. Option 2, pump on those toes. Option 3, you're just going to move your arms. So you keep that heart rate up and elevated, okay? We have 1 minute. Seated jog. Let's go. Option 1. Option 2, you're going to pump up on your tippy toes. See how my feet are still on the floor? But you're still moving your arms. Thank you for the gifts, TikTok. And it looks like you're running, but you're not. So it's low impact on those knees. Thank you for the gifts. And then we have this option right here. If moving your legs becomes too challenging, swing your arms. Take those legs. And when you're ready, get to that advanced version if you have that ability, babe. Take your breather. Good job, my loves. Now next is out and ups. You're going to start in the center. Out, in, up, down. So you'll just repeat to yourself, out, in, up, down. Get the movement down. Then you can worry about speeding it up, okay? We have 1 minute. Out and ups. Let's go. So again, you're going to start in the center. You go out, in, up, down. Okay? Out, in, up, down. This targets your glutes, your thighs, your core, and all the things, okay? Just keep repeating though till you get the exercise down. Out, in, up, down. Out, in, up, down. Out, in, up, down. Then you can worry about your speed. We got it. Take your breather. Our next exercise is battle ropes, okay? So the way we do that is like we're doing battle ropes in the gym, but without the rope. This right here is it, all right? So if you are just popping in, my name is Nataushia Olivia. I am known as the seated cardio queen. I work out in the kitchen chair to sit and get fit. I do seated cardio that is low impact and beginner friendly, and I provide modifications. So let's battle rope, babes. We have 1 minute. Battle ropes. Starting now. At my heaviest, I used to be over 500 plus pounds. Had I not had a precancerous cell diagnosis in my uterus, I would probably either be bigger or still around the same size. But I want to someday become a mother, and that's why I changed my life. I was told that if I did not lose weight, I would never have the ability to potentially have children of my own because I would end up with uterine cancer. So because of that, because of those words, I changed my life. I went on a low-carb, high-protein lifestyle. I increased my exercise. I increased my water intake. And I've become very disciplined because I want to someday get married and have a little baby or 2 or 3 or 17. Not 17. I was just kind of kidding a little bit. Take your breather. Kids are expensive. We're moving into round 2 of 3. Take that breather if you didn't hear me. But I know at the end of the day, I'm fighting not only for myself, but my future self and my future children, in the event the Lord sees fit to bless me with my dream. Now, if not, guess what? There's adoption. There's fostering. As much as I want to have my own child, and as much as I fought to get to where I'm at today, the reality is I'll still get to be a mom somehow. That's just the truth. Up next is our knee slicer. We're going to knock it out for 1 minute. Starting now. Option 1. Now, if raising your knee is challenging, don't fret, it's okay. Do this. Now, I do freely share my routines every Tuesday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time, as long as I am off work. Because I do generally work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. as a PCA/CMA at an assisted living facility. I'm on my feet all day. All day. So I don't always feel like working out. But I always now fight to have a healthy meal every mealtime. I avoid things that are not going to help me. Because I know at the end of the day, I want to be as healthy as possible. Whew. Take your breather. And I will be real, weight loss is not easy. It's not always fun, it's not always sunshine and rainbows, but you always have to remember to be prepared. Always. I always have protein shakes, nuts, meat sticks, string cheese, something. I always have backup options because I know for a fact where I work, I'm going to have temptations. We're moving into jump rope. We have 1 minute of jump rope. Let's go. So we have jump rope option 1. Option 2, you're going to bounce on your tippy toes. And then option 3 is a no leg engagement. This is for my friends that have mobility issues, or maybe you're just starting out and your legs are dying and they're burning and you're like, okay, I want to still move, but my legs are out of question. This movement will get your heart rate up, but when you're ready and you have that ability, bounce. Then go all the way. Thanks for the love, TikTok. Thank you guys for hitting that follow button. Thank you guys for the subscriptions. And thank you for hitting that share button. Take that breather. Whew. We got taxis next. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching me work out. Thank you for working out with me if you're killing it with me, okay? But it's taxi time. We have 1 minute. Let's go. So we have down, out, up, in, down, out, up, in. If leg engagement is too much, down, 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 down. Okay? So keep that core tight and do this if this is too much for you. But I want you to go at your own pace. You ain't got to keep up with me. Maybe you're faster than me, and I love it. Perfect. You got it, babe. Almost there. Take your breather. Now up next is going to be our oblique taps. If you are just coming into my routine today, we do 10 exercises, 3 rounds, 1 minute per exercise with a 20-second breather in between each exercise. This is high intensity and will train in a seated position. Had I not injured myself at 200 pounds down, I wouldn't be doing this. But now I share this with the world because I understand the reality is not everybody knows where to start. Let's do our oblique tap. We have 1 minute. Let's go. So I share this because I want people to have full access to exercise that works. Some of us need low impact. Some of us need beginner friendly. Some of us don't have the ability to go run a 5K, and that's okay. This is a stepping stone. Babies don't come out the womb sprinting and running. I mean, some might. But Babies have to crawl before they walk. Just like in a weight loss journey, sometimes we have to crawl before we walk, before we run. Maybe this exercise is your crawl, and that's fine. Don't let anybody discourage you and tell you that seated cardio is not a form of exercise, because I'm here to tell you otherwise. Whew. Keep it going and breathe. Great job, my loves. Up next is under leg jacks. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for hitting follow, subscribe, and share, because baby, I'm not the only one who needed this. Maybe you did. Maybe you think your mom does, your best friend, whoever. A lot of seniors also benefit from this type of exercise as well. But guess what? It's time for us to move into our next exercise. We have 1 minute under leg jacks. Let's go. Thank you for the gifts, TikTok. So we have option 1 or option 2. This is the modified under leg jack. Because again, I used to be over 500 pounds. So I know how hard it is to go under those legs. But I also know how easy it is to make the excuse of, I'm too big, I can't work out, baby. Stop with that. We can do it together. I show modifications. I break it down so you don't have to do the research, because I remember having to do the research. I've done it for us. I show it to where you ain't got to worry about it. We can sit and get fit together. Take that breather. Up next is going to be our climbers. Guys, we're over halfway down with round 2 of 3. I love being able to share this with the world. I really do. Because when I tell you guys I understand what it's like to feel like I can't find somebody who understands me, I mean that. But for the first time in several years, a few years ago, I was able to find that person. Someone who gets me more than I ever got myself. Let's climb. We have 1 minute. Climbers, starting now. But maybe you're like, I want a real person that knows what it's like to be over 500 pounds. I want a person that knows what it's like to struggle. I want a person that knows what it's like to exercise and move and be overweight. Hi, babe. That's me. I remember what it was like to want to do a burpee, but I couldn't get down on the floor and do it. So I learned how to do the standing version. I wanted to do a push-up, but I couldn't get down on the floor to do it. So I found a standing push-up. There's always other modifications to allow you to exercise. Now, if this exercise is challenging, cross knee tap until you can get to doing this. Okay? Take your breather. My core is on fire. Up next is our cross ankle tap. Thank you for the share, TikTok. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's go into that cross ankle tap. We have 1 minute. Let's go. Thank you for the shares, TikTok. Thank you. Now, I will be live again Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Just so you guys are aware. Okay? Good. There we go. We got it. But if you're like, but Miss, Nataushia is my name, I can't go that low, then do this. Just reach as deep as you can reach. A lot of people discredit any form of movement because they're like, well, you're not doing the exercise, so it's not working. Me being a person who used to be 500 plus, when I say every bit of movement matters, baby, it matters. Take that breather. Whew. Because I can tell you right now, I wasn't always able to do an advanced exercise. I didn't always have the ability to do exercises like regular people that were regular sized. I was a supersized girl doing regular sized exercises, but I had to find the modified versions to really attain what it was I was doing. But let's do our seated jog, babes. We've got 1 minute. Let's go. We have option 1. Now, if this version of jog is too challenging, remember, pump, pump, pump it up. Okay? But then maybe your legs get tired, right? Or maybe you don't have the ability to engage your legs. Swinging them arms will get that heart rate up and elevated. But it's also going to work your arms, your back, your chest, all of that. Do what you can do. Don't ever limit yourself because you're like, I can't move. Yes, you can. And we can. Good work. Take your breather. Up next is going to be our out and ups. We're almost done with round 2 of 3. After we finish our exercises, we are going to stretch. Then we'll do a breathing exercise to really cool us down and bring it back in, okay? But we're going to move into our out and ups. We have 1 minute starting now. So you're going to start in the center. Out, in, up, down. You're just going to repeat out, in, up, down. And then you're just going to keep repeating to yourself, out, in, up, down. Till you get the exercise down, then you can worry about getting faster. But if you're just popping in, hi, my name is Nataushia. So many call me the seated cardio queen. I used to be over 500 plus pounds, and I've really shared my seated cardio to help thousands of people across the world. Because you don't always have to start off in a gym, and that's okay. Take that breather. Up next is battle ropes, okay? Challenge Wednesday is challenging. And I mean that in the most respectful way that I can say that. If this is your first time seeing me, can you just double tap that screen or send reactions in the comments, whatever. But let's battle rope, babe. We got 1 minute. Let's get it. Thank you. I see you guys. I will be live again Tuesday and Wednesday next week. And I can't wait to work out with y'all. Tuesdays are a lot different. We have 14 exercises, 3 rounds, 30 seconds per exercise with 10-second breathers in between each exercise. Thank you, thank you, thank you, TikTok. Good job. Take your breather. We're going into our third